Now in this video we are going to study about the polygon rule and the resolution of vectors. So first start with the polygon rule. The statement goes as, if the magnitudes and directions of a number of vectors are represented by the sides of a closed polygon taken in order, then the last side of the polygon taken in the opposite order represents the magnitude and directions of the resultant of vectors. Now in this sentence we are going to find out the resultant of vectors. Similar is that in this case as in the triangle law, there were two vectors and the third vector was taken in the opposite order. Here there are more than two vectors, more than two, 3, 4, 5, 6. So if we take an example like this, suppose we have to find the resultant of these four vectors A, B, C, D. Now each vector makes an angle, like suppose theta 1, this makes an angle theta 2, this makes an angle theta 3, D and A makes an angle theta 4. We have to represent first this set of vectors in the form of a polygon. So if we represent this as A, now the angle between A and B is theta 1. So this is A, so angle between A and B will be theta 1. So this is vector B. Now again the angle between B and C is theta 2. Suppose this is B, this is C. So this angle is theta 2. Again angle between C and D is theta 3. This angle is theta 3. And the angle between D and A is theta 4. Suppose this is D, this is theta 4. So this one will be the resultant of these four vectors, but it will have to be taken in the opposite direction. So this one is the resultant of four vectors. We name it as R. So from the triangle law, if we try to derive the relation between R and all these vectors, we first have to join this vector. So we name it as O, A, B, C, D. Now from the triangle law, we know that OB vector is equal to OA vector plus AB vector. That means OA means A vector and AB means B vector. Now again if we join O and C, so OC vector is equal to OB vector plus OC vector. Now we have got OB as vector A plus vector B. We replace OB by vector A plus vector B and OC as vector C. Now for the last triangle, it is OD is equal to OC plus CD. Now what is OC? A plus B plus C. A plus B plus C, and CD is D vector. So this is R. We get the resultant as vector A plus vector B plus vector C and vector D. This is the vectorial form. Now this rule is only for the theoretical part. There is no practical application for this rule because if you have to find the resultant in this procedure, we have to undertake a long journey. Finding the resultant of each of these two vectors by the triangle law. Again we have to find the resultant of these two vectors. Again we have to, so this process has to be repeated thrice. There is every chance of making a mistake. So to ease out the problem of the polygon rule, we have to find out the resultant in a much easier procedure by the resolution of vectors. Now first we have to learn what is the resolution of vectors. Resolution of vectors into rectangular or orthogonal components. This we can do with the help of trigonometry. Suppose this is a vector R. This is the x-axis, This is the y-axis. Now we have to find the components of this vector along the x-axis and along the y-axis. As x and y-axis are 90 degree with each other, the angle between x and y is 90 degree. So these components are known as the rectangular or the orthogonal components. Orthogonal rectangular means 90 degree components. The components make angles 90 degree with each other. Now suppose this angle is theta. Always the angle with the positive x-axis will be given. So we can write this as r cos theta. We can write this as r sin theta. Now how does this come? Suppose this is r. We make a triangle here. So this is theta, A, B, C, 0, O. Now what is OB? Now cos of theta, from this triangle we know cos of theta is equal to OB by OA. So OB is equal to OA cos theta. Now OA is R, so it will become R cos theta. R cos theta. Similarly, from this triangle, if we find out what is sin theta, what is sin theta? AB by AO. Now AB is equal to AO sin theta. Again, what is AO? R sin theta. R. That means this component is R sin theta. Now the component containing the angle is cos and the component not containing the angle is sin. Now finding the resultant using the rectangular components. What we have learned earlier is to find out the rectangular components of a vector, or rather breaking up of one vector into two components. So for an example, we are given three vectors. Suppose P, 2P, 3P inclined at 120 degree to each other. Or this statement can be written in a different form. All the angles are given with respect to the positive x-axis. So this language can be written in this fashion also. P along positive x-axis, 2P making angle 120 degree with the positive x-axis, and 3P making angle of 240 with the positive x-axis. Both the meanings are same. Now, first we have to draw the vectors on the rectangular plane. So P along the x-axis, suppose this is P along the x-axis, that means it makes angle 0 degree with the x-axis. 2P making angle of 120 with the positive x-axis. So 120 means somewhat in this fashion, 120 degree. And 3P making angle 240 with the positive x-axis. That means this is the positive x-axis. 240 means we have to move in. We have to move 240 degrees. This is the 240 degree. So we have to move 240 degrees to get 3P. This is 240 degrees. Now in the second diagram, we have to break these vectors into their components, x and y axis. So we draw another one. So P has only one direction, that is along the x axis, so it has got no y component. So we draw P here. Now 2P has got a component along y-axis as well as the x-axis. Now we can do this problem in two ways. Either we take the angle as 120 degree or we take the angle as only 30 degrees, less than 90 degrees. I'm going to show you both the procedures. Now first we take 2P. We take this angle as 30 degrees. Now I'm making an angle of 120 with the positive x-axis and subtracting 90 from it, we get 30 degrees. That is, we are trying to get an angle which is less than 90 degrees. Now this is 2P. We break this 2P into two components. The angle containing component is cos and not containing the angle is sin 30. Now for 3P, we can take this angle only. So total angle is 240, subtract 180 from it, we get only 60. Again, the angle containing this 3P is cos component. So 3P cos 60, here it is 3P sin 60. Now after breaking this up into all the components, we have to find the resultant one along the x-axis and another resultant along the y-axis. Now the vectors along the x-axis are p in the positive x direction, that is plus p, and all the vectors directing towards the negative axis, we put it in a bracket and subtract from it according to the directions. Calculating these values, putting the values of sin 30 and cos 60, we get minus 3 by 2p. Again, we have to find out the resultant along the y-axis. So 2p cos theta is along the positive y-axis and 3p sin 60 is along the negative y-axis. So according to this, we get the resultant along y-axis minus root 3 by 2p. Now these two signs are very vital, because now we get the resultant of all the vectors according to x-axis and y-axis. Now what is the value of minus 3 by 2p? That means it lies along the negative y-axis. This minus sign indicates that this rx lies to the left. That means along the negative x-axis. Also ry, it has got a minus sign. This means that it is also directed towards the negative y-axis. It is also directed towards the negative y-axis. So the last resultant will fall in the third quadrant. Suppose this is r. These signs are needed to understand in which quadrant this last resultant will lie. Now if this was plus, so this would have been in this direction. If this was minus, in this direction. So the resultant would have been in the fourth quadrant. Now we have to find out the value of theta. Now what is tan theta? Tan theta means, if we close this triangle, so this one becomes ry. Now this is rx. So tan theta means it is ry by rx. Now it is better not to replace the sign here. It is better not to replace the sign. Only the magnitude should be replaced. Ry means root 3 by 2p and rx means 3 by 2p. P gets cancelled, 2 gets cancelled, so 1 by root 3. Theta is equal to 30 degrees. Now we have to express the angle with respect to the positive x-axis. So positive x-axis means 180 degree plus 30 degree. The value of theta is 30 degree. So the angle with respect to the positive x-axis, it is 210 degrees. So angle of resultant with respect to positive x-axis is 180 plus 30 is equal to 210 degrees.